So, Goffred and Kakra, and Caleb, the first thing that caught my attention was the graphic front page story where food vendors were given new reasons why they couldn't essentially sell at cheaper prices. You know, a couple of years ago and last year, when you ask why prices were high, they would say, oh, the cedi is very weak against the dollar. Oh, the currency imports, we import a lot of our goods and all of those things. Now, the graphic went around to say, now when we ask them, why are your prices not coming down? They say, oh, cost of production is high and we have old stock. And it's almost like a new excuse for the same issue. All the major economic indicators that we used to complain about, and let me say this, we used to say that because we import most things, when the city was buying the dollar for 16, it's understandable that it's expensive to bring in an import. The average dollar is now 11 cedis. Okay. Beyond that, I know cost of production is high, but a lot of these people are importing what they bring. So if a local manufacturer is charging me a bit higher, I will take it. All right, cost of production in Ghana is high. Doing business in Ghana, yesterday we were told that you need to do 13 registrations to do a business in Ghana. So if somebody produces a shoe in Ghana and asks me to pay premium for it, I'll pay. But if somebody is importing things and now he's claiming that, and you know, when you read the graphic story,
I'm reading it.
They go to the part where they said
the food vendors.
Yes, they said in the past, it was the dollar. Now they are saying
yes, traders who used to complain about the impact of worsening macroeconomic conditions, including currency depreciation, on their pricing decisions, have suddenly shifted the goalpost by referencing other factors such as the high cost of production, underpinned by rising electricity, water, and transportation costs. Exactly. In many markets in Accra, general prices of goods, particularly food items, have mainly remained unchanged, as though the cedi were still trading at 16 to the dollar, with only a few products seeing marginal reductions. As the Daily Graphic observed during a monitoring tour across some popular eateries in Accra, the vendors have devised new ways to cash in on the economic gains without passing them on to consumers. These food vendors, the team observed, have reduced the portion sizes of their meals, whilst maintaining the same prices or making only slight price reductions meant to appear sensitive to prevailing conditions. Quote, Atamame, the portion of the fufu you sold to me at 30 Ghana cedis the same time last year has rather reduced in size, despite the appreciation of the cedi. This is not fair. A customer at a popular joint at Adentan complained. At major markets in Accra, including Kanishi, Madina, Agbubulushi, and the Adentan shopping mall, food prices continue to fluctuate. While some staple foods are recording steep price hikes, others are experiencing a marginal decline, a trend many traders attribute to seasonal factors. Prices of tomatoes, onions, yams, plantain, cassava, eggs, oil, imported rice, and other staples and common ingredients have either risen sharply in recent weeks or dropped slightly over the past 3 months. For instance, a paint bucket of tomatoes that sold for 150 Ghana cedis last week now goes for 130 Ghana cedis, with traders predicting an increase in December. Similarly, the price of 2 kilograms of onions imported from Niger has fluctuated between 50 and 80 Ghana cedis in the last 3 months. Live poultry, currently selling at 220 Ghana cedis for a broiler and 150 Ghana cedis for a layer, was priced slightly higher a few months ago, while frozen chicken now sells at 40 Ghana cedis per kilo for the broiler and 50 Ghana cedis per kilo for the layer. A tomato seller at the Madina market, who only gave her name as Afi, said the prices of food items had been fluctuating lately, indicating, however, that prices were likely to rise in December due to the festive season and the expected increase in demand. Now, the paper then goes on to talk to the Greater Accra Markets Association
before that,
and Guta.
Take note of this point. That last sentence you read before moving to the next paragraph.
Very problematic.
Repeat that last sentence you read before you went to the next paragraph.
A tomato seller.
No, when they said something about Christmas.
Yes, that's what I'm reading.
Yeah.
A tomato seller at the Madina market, who only gave her name as Afi, said the prices of food items had been fluctuating lately, indicating, however, that prices were likely to rise in December.
Why?
Due to the festive season.
Why?
And the expected increase in demand.
No,
that's wrong.
Why?
That doesn't make economic sense.
You know, it's almost like the demand increase should rather make you lower your price.
Exactly.
I actually think that it's a psychological problem.
So
do you know that even with people who get a lot of, like agri-fair, some people complain that when people see that we are coming a lot to buy,
then they
want to increase their price, which doesn't make sense to me, because you rather think that people are coming to buy.
Finish it.
Oh, then it means my price is good. Let me make profit based on volume. No. They want margins. I don't know. Why should Christmas lead to higher prices?
So listen.
It doesn't make sense to me.
So let me start from.
By the way, before you were reading something about Guterres' response, we'll give them the chance to respond later.
Yes.
Because I think it's important for them.
Yes.
You know, and what we didn't talk. What is worrying me is that we regularly advocate for Ghanaian businesses. We bring people together to come and buy made in Ghana goods. This is Ghana. In fact, today we may even launch a new Buy Ghana agenda. So I feel discouraged when every time I come on air to encourage people to buy your things as Ghanaian traders, and you are behaving like this.
That doesn't mean you should stop your advocacy.
No.
I need
It's okay to
I
be
need
discouraged,
encouragement.
but-
I'm discouraged.
No, but think
Because
about
we
the few people whose mentality is aligned with yours. So
Okay, explain the
so-
Christmas to me. I don't understand why Christmas should
I
lead
mean,
to
it
higher
doesn't
prices.
make sense in basic economics
Understand.
that when demand is high, you're going to increase prices. And that's what you allude to as a psychological problem. It's an individual parochial interest. It's greed. That's what it is. But I think that when the traders say, the first part you talked about, that there are other, what do you call it, price build-up factors that
Yes.
is causing, or
Yes.
that are causing
Yeah.
high prices.
Yeah.
Despite the appreciation of the dollar, the CD against the dollar.
Yes.
So you would get local businesses or businesses that produce here, say going with the CD's appreciation and reducing prices. But the importers will say they also have to import, etc. And this is not to make an excuse,
Yeah.
but realistically,
Yeah.
when the CD was 18?
No, it was 16.
16
to the dollar.
It
That
got
was the highest.
it got to 18 in
well.
September. Is it 2022 or so? That was difficult for everybody doing business.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reference to it did not necessarily mean other factors like electricity, water,
Yeah.
transportation, fuel.
Yeah.
It didn't mean that those factors did not contribute to the higher prices. It just meant that the CD was the dominant challenge
Fair
for
enough,
them.
fair
So
enough.
if subsequently the CD is doing better, and now we shift to those other factors,
Yeah.
that may not necessarily be. That may in part be the reality, and in part may also be an exaggeration or a shift in the reasons that are given.
Kakra, that's true, but you see, the data doesn't support the behavior of these people.
Yes.
See, inflation. When the Statistical Service releases their inflation figures, they give us a breakdown of imported inflation versus local inflation. So they tell us that there are some products that the price is going up because the components are imported. So let me give you a classic example. If you manufacture clothes, you are a fashion designer, and your material is imported from China or from Dubai or from somewhere, if the cedi depreciates, you have imported inflation on your finished product. But if maybe they produce the textile here using local tie and dye, maybe only the dye is imported, your exposure to imported inflation is much, much lower. Okay, so I am saying that inflation statistics shows us that there is really no excuse for some of the high prices we see, which is why you see, and this is a very controversial point. This is why you have 4 China malls on one road. You see, Ghanaians, we don't want to repent. That's why we are suffering. Why will you have 4 China? And I'm not here to do China shaming, but I have this example where my colleague was supposed to buy furniture for us to use for something. She went to all the furniture shops. She spoke to a carpenter who gave him the usual "I'll do it in 3 weeks" thing. It was a lady. Kakra, the furniture this lady bought in 2022 is still what we use. China Mo. Je. Price about 1/3 of where you get it everywhere. So we sit in Ghana and we overprice things. Chinese people, Nigerian people come. They recognize that this is how Ghanaians price. They lower their price, people buy.
Make money.
And then we call and we complain. We are saying, let's buy made in Ghana. But Ghana traders, you need to repent.
So
Because the kingdom of God is at hand. You need to repent because, you see, Ghanaians are descending. Read the story. They interview Guta. They say, oh, electricity prices, kakra. The inflation calculation takes cognizance of electricity. It takes cognizance of all the things, transport. In fact, inflation calculation is not. You see, people think inflation is just calculation of prices. So, inflation has food. They differentiate food. They differentiate transport. They differentiate all is inside. So inflation has dropped from 23% to 8%. Yet, when you go to the market,
the president of the Ghana Vegetable Producers Association, Felix Yao Kamasa, yes, Felix Yao Kamasa said prices of imported items will go down gradually due to the fact that some of the items were imported before the cedi appreciated massively. Is that the same Mr. Kamasa came here?
No, wait.
Is it that one?
No, wait. You repeat that thing.
Is it the one? I want to confirm. Is it
I don't want to know.
The same Kamasa came to
The potato man.
The potato man.
Yeah, he bring us the bread.
Do you know that? Now people say, hey, you can lie. You. No, he said what?
He says the prices of imported items will go down gradually due to the fact that some of the items were imported before the cedi appreciated massively. Quote, where the produce is coming from within the country is even a problem because the drivers and owners are charging the same prices for transportation of the same load as last year. And that is the practical situation on the ground. And so we think that it will take time for a drastic reduction in prices of goods.
Was he talking about food or other things?
Food and other things.
So who has food stock that he bought before the city started appreciating? City started
A
appreciating around
perishable.
April.
By now, I say,
So unless he's talking about some other product,
And there's also the chief executive officer of the Consumer Protection. Does it exist, the CPA? Kofi Kapito.
He choke for them.
What's he doing?
Master, read your story.
Advocacy.
Okay.
What are you doing? Read your story.
Okay, sorry. Who shared a different opinion explained that the prices of goods, especially food items, had not gone down with regard to the massive appreciation of the cedi. This, he said, was because the traders and vendors were not ready to reduce the prices of their products, and for that reason were changing the goalposts to maintain their high prices. Even Kenke, which was selling between 5 and 7 Ghana cedis, when did it reduce? This is because the price of maize is still high, and nothing has been done about it, although we are celebrating the gains in the economy, he said.
I like the last part of that sentence. Nothing has been done about it. I think that this is a. I agree with you, Bernard. At some point, it's psychological. There's a problem. It's greed, okay. But the question is, what's the regulator doing?
Is
there a regulator?
There's no price regulator.
No, but you see,
There's no price
but the
regulator.
industries have regulators. Market, we leave it to market forces that appear to be manipulated. They are being manipulated by respectfully by the traders, etc. I'm not alleging, but it appears there's some kind of manipulation. Remember last week we talked about the markup business. The markup business by market women and men who are middlemen. They sometimes double the price of something to sell it to from the farm gate to sell it to the end user, the consumer. So there should be some kind of I don't know if I should use the word regulation.
This is what I would say. Generally, information asymmetry is what leads to some of these things, right? So when there is like when people know more, like what we did with the fair, somebody came to air and said, I will sell X at 40. So people know that, oh, X can be sold at 40. So they all came to buy X. So a lot of the pricing thing can be dealt with. You see, most people go to Kantamanto and they want to buy something. They don't know how many shoe sellers. I don't have time to walk around to ask all the prices. So they meet one or two people and then they buy what they are given. The more information is there about transparency in pricing, the lower people lower their price. I think that's the first issue. I'm not too much a fan of using the word regulation around pricing. For public goods like water, electricity, transportation, you have to regulate. So how much you pay for rent, even rent is difficult. How much you pay for trotro, they can regulate it. How much you pay for electricity, anything. You can regulate it. But like when it comes to tomatoes and shoes and those things, you are expecting that because there are so many people selling, people will eventually find the price that they are comfortable with. Okay. So for me...
But can I just come in? But the counter to that is that the sellers have created cartels that are controlling the prices. So on the face of it, it appears that market forces are at play. But if you listen to the tomato seller, Godfred, whose comment or interview Godfred just read, what did she say? She has the influence. She said that as December is nearing, the demand is going to peak, right?
Yeah.
And what are they going to do? They will not reduce the prices. They are going to cash in.
But to be fair,
and it's because of lack of regulation.
To be fair on the December point, the basic economic theory says when demand outstrips supply, prices go up.
Increase.
It just so happens that in Ghana, demand doesn't have to outstrip supply.
But there's a context, Bernard.
Once they see a surge in demand, you see, let me explain this way. The theory is supposed to work in the sense that there's only 2 phones in the studio, and there are 5 of us who need phones. Okay? So, because there are only 2 phones in the studio, and there are 5 of us who want phones, it becomes the phone price for the highest bidder. But in Ghana, it's not like demand has outstripped supply. When they sense that more people will come to the market, then they increase the price without it even being like, oh, I need to get more money to even bring more of the things. So it's not a natural, it's not even like imposed on them by the demand of bringing the good. Once they sense that you are coming to buy more, this then is moving fast, let's raise the price.
That's why I feel that it should not be left in their hands. And the context is that it's Christmas time.
So let's raise the price.
All around the world, there's Xmas sale, bonanza here and there, 50% off, because sellers and retailers know that
they have to clear their old stock.
They have to clear their old stock. They are going to get double, triple the demand.
Ghana, the stock is there forever. But what we have proved with what we did last weekend was that it's possible to sell at a low price.
Indeed.
If you give the right information and if you create the right incentives.
And if you don't manipulate.
Yes. So what I'm saying to Ghanaian traders is that if they keep selling the way they sell, people will start doing specialized sales that will cut them off. You see, we are here fighting for our retailers that don't let China Mall take over your business. Then when people come to you, you are raising your price. It's not fair. Because we are actually fighting for you. So you to do the needful. There are 4 China malls on one road. And bro, people are storming there.
Of course.
I told you Saturday the encounter.
People are storming there. And they are selling very cheap.
Some people, my friends confronted me and said, Charlie, you say what on the radio?
All right, now why are Ghanaians, pricing their goods the way they do? The part of the story that caught my attention was where Afi said to the reporter that,
this December, dear,
Christmas is coming, so they will raise their prices. As if Christmas is the cue for, and which is interesting because we've been told that in certain jurisdictions, as the end of year approaches, they have offers.
Yeah.
They do clearance sales, the so-called Black Friday, and all these things. Can you explain? Can you read some of the comments for me?
Okay, Fifi says, guys, I keep saying Ghanaians are greedy people. How can you increase price because it's Christmas and demand is high? Aloski, you see why the media must help citizenry push government to put in place a kind of pricing regime. Ghanaian businesses have never been fair to us. The economic argument that prices are sticky downwards has never made sense. We should be pushing value-added pricing, not association of businesses who go behind closed doors and give a price because they are selling it. Hello, Citi. The Ghanaian philosophy is in high margins for profit, while Nigerians will go for volumes to increase profit. So they find it easier to keep their prices a bit low to drive the volumes. That's what angers the Ghanaian traders. Hello, Citi team.
Hello.
All we need is pricing regulatory authority to monitor all this price stability matters.
Everything, create a new authority. What do they do?
Good morning, Bernard. Ghanaian businesses, I think it's businesses generally, not Ghanaian businesses, but that's fine. Ghanaian businesses are just profiteering. This is greed and nothing else. The excuse was the cedi depreciation, and now that the cedi is doing well, what else again? Jones Adoboy said that from La. Surprisingly, the dollar is low, but fertilizer is still high. 50 kilos of urea is used to be 400 Ghana cedis, but it's now 440 Ghana cedis. As a result, rice farmers in Esutuari refused to reduce a bag of rice from 600 Ghana cedis to 550 or 500 Ghana cedis. Nene Asari sent that from Esutuari.
Is fertilizer imported? Or the part?
Components.
The components. So
Yeah,
they
but they
blend
import
it.
some too.
So they blend it here, but they bring it. Okay.
Koku Bansa says, good morning,
Maybe
Bernard
Russia,
and
Ukraine.
team.
Russia, Ukraine war.
Yeah, key parts, because there's a lot that comes from Ukraine when it comes to fertilizer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's Koku Banza. It says this behavior is not just smart business, it's unethical profiteering dressed up as market dynamics. Ghanaian consumers have every right to be angry. Traders who loudly blame the dollar for price increase cannot now pretend the dollar's improvement is, or the CD rather, the CD's improvement is irrelevant. If you increase prices because the CD was weak, you have a moral and logical obligation to reduce them when it strengthens. Anything less is greed, wearing the mask of entrepreneurship. Good morning, Citi.
Good morning.
The middlemen in collaboration with the market women are evil in capital letters. They are the main contributors to food prices, food price inflation in Ghana, period. This is coming from Felix. Good morning, Bernard and team. This is the reason why foreigners, especially the
Zamrama people,
benefit a lot in our market area. Now they're into all kinds of business in Ghana and aren't doubling profit or aren't double profit conscious. So they sell fast and benefit
the
a
Zamrama
lot.
people are those who sell the cloth.
They sell lots of
A lot
things.
of things. They
But
change
the
money.
men who hold
The fabrics,
typically
yes.
sell fabrics.
Yes.
So men who
Oh,
sell
plenty,
fabrics.
plenty,
They do a lot of things.
What else do they sell?
Everything.
They sell
They are selling
perfumes.
speakers,
They sell,
perfumes.
yeah,
And
perfumes.
generally, where are they from? Niger?
Yes.
Most of them
changing
are.
money.
Yeah,
They
yes.
walk. They hawk.
So they sell the tunaleno. Yeah, we'll
The
come
other
to that.
one.
I don't want.
This one I know.
I don't want to.
This one I know.
There's Dior and then there's Dior.
Tunali.
Okay. Hello, Bernard and team. Let me attempt answering this Ghanaian trader psychological issue regarding the December demand versus price hikes. The Ghanaian trader sees and knows that December is when the Ghanaian increases purchases because of the Xmas, due to maybe increased disposable income. As such, the month of December is when the trader feels he or she can also make up for all the volumes and profits he or she has not made throughout the year. Very sad phenomenon. And Sylvester
People are
of
thinking
Jika
about
sensed
the
this.
issue because a complex problem. Go for commission some lecturers to do a study into the Ghanaian pricing culture using evidence from 32 markets across 16 regions.
Oh, I've been on this for a while.
Charlie, it will be because the way Jaka is, there's some more guys giving that is a very complicated topic. We need Charlie more comments, please.
Good morning, CBS. The
Morning.
business model mostly operated in Ghana is minimum effort, maximum enjoyment.
Enjoyment.
In short, greed.
Oh.
Anoba from Oyibi says these market traders also pay for services such as water, electricity, school fees, medical expenses, barbering, etc., of which their prices haven't reduced and would need to maintain their margins so as to pay for these services. Good morning, Bernard and team. I think the biggest issue with pricing in Ghana is the unwillingness of regulators to enforce the use of measuring instruments and standards. For the first time, I bought a kilo of tilapia at the agri fair. I was surprised, I must confess. Two men who stood behind me chatted that the price was a bit high. So I checked at my area when I got back home and found that the price I paid for at the fair was not just competitive but slightly cheaper. The local seller was selling 4 pieces for a set price, but when I bought at a kilo, I knew what I was getting. We just have to ensure that where measuring instruments are required, they are used. We should not be selling Gary, for example, using Olonka.
This
and
thing I
Pisa.
said, that's
Sky
Sky want to
Baby.
agree.
But Olonka too is a measuring.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what is the size?
The size is Olonka.
What I want to wait right there.
Olonka a bad name here.
Wait. Is Olonka 1 kilo or 2 kilos?
We can check
what I
that
just
out.
wanted. You know why? Because my Olonka is not her Olonka.
Well,
That's the
Olonka has
point.
to be standard.
That's the standard.
We should
That's
standardize
that's
it, right?
the whole
That
point.
can be done.
Sky
true.
did
But I
the
thought the
whole-
Olokano is they use the tin tomatoes. You know.
The big one.
Yes,
Come on.
specific-
What if the company changes their tin tomatoes?
Charlie, some people use pounds, some people use kilos. So some people to use Olonka.
Olonka. Yes.
Sometimes we cannot mass produce if we don't standardize.
We have to standardize the Olonka. That I agree with you.
But Olonka is Olonka.
No.
standard.
What I'm saying is that it's a standard.
That, yes.
But it needs to be more scientific. I
The
think
whole
that's the
point.
point
Yeah.
you're making.
If you wrap up, there are a couple more here.
Yes, let me read.
and
from
then
here for
you will come to
and
something.
then you come to
Yeah.
something. So,
Yeah.
Bernard, this price increase mentality is embedded in our psyche as a people. It's not just in Ghana. In London, we Ghanaians don't shop in Ghanaian grocery shops because their prices are always higher than all other shops
Ayo.
selling the same yam,
Ayo.
plantain, okra, garden eggs, and on and on and on. Plus, the Indians and Pakistanis provide a more welcoming service and atmosphere than Ghanaians.
It's true.
The only reason we might veer into a Ghanaian shop is if we are looking for stuff these Asians don't stock, and even that is few and far between. In America, when I go into that jurisdiction, it's the same. Charlie, we are a problem everywhere.
I was in a shop in the Midlands. A Pakistani man had even Kobe in the shop.
I want to tell you a story.
All the Ghana things were in the shop. Not Pakistan. The guy who had the
He's a Sikh.
turban.
Yes, he's a Sikh.
Everything from Ghana was there, and it was very cheap.
Good morning, Bernard. I'm listening to the discussion on pricing of goods. I have friends who are fashion designers. They're now buying fabrics from Nigeria because the cost of fabric and delivery is still cheaper than buying from Ghanaian vendors. These Nigerian vendors are also importing the fabric from Dubai, Turkey, and China.
The same Dubai
It will
that
be
we also
worth
import from.
interrogating why it's so expensive in Ghana. The whole supply chain is faulty. Ports and customs fees, cost of running a business, utilities, etc. Greed, because we know our people. Lack of understanding business strategies with regards to balancing selling large volumes with small margins versus smaller volumes with larger margins. Ultimately, we are our own problem. Hey, my brothers and sisters, my sister in the studio, economics is at play. In such instances where some businesses increase price artificially, the smart ones will rather keep their prices low to cash in on sales and maximize profit in a non-cartel framework.
So I wanted to ask you guys a question. People say the Ghanaian pricing culture is at play, right? So they compare us to Nigeria. What about Ghana against, say, Cote d'Ivoire or Togo? Because in Nigeria, you can say that because Nigerians are a lot, the Nigerian trader always thinks of volume versus the Ghanaian. Generally, our population is lower, so we think of margin. Okay. But how does that? Because I know people used to go to Togo to buy and come and sell in Ghana. Is it also because
You didn't
Togo?
say used to?
People still do.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
So
course.
what I'm saying that the argument that our pricing is higher than Nigerians because we have lower volume doesn't hold. Because when you go to other West African countries, they are still cheaper. Togo is much cheaper than Ghana.
Look, we are an exception in many ways. We are just an exception, and there's an underpinning cultural issue. And
you've lived in Cameroon, you've lived in Sierra Leone, you live in Liberia, you've lived in Nigeria. So,
and I'm saying that it's an underpinning cultural issue with Ghanaians, and we showcase it wherever we go. So you talked about the UK one, same with the New York area, and where Ghanaians are. You go to the Massachusetts area, Worcester area, where you have all these Ghanaians. You know, the Ghanaian shop will always have a price that is above everybody else.
doesn't make sense.
Because, and I said it before, Ghanaians, we price to solve our personal problems, not to survive in the market. Because the person, look, you talked about the sick person you saw who's selling Kobe, and he probably is selling it cheaper than the Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they got the Kobe sourced from the same, possibly the same supplier.
He even had some of our milk. I won't mention the brands. He had some of our milk on the shelf in
But
the
the
shop.
Ghanaian who's selling has rented or bought a 5-bedroom house in the UK. The sick person has a 1-bedroom house, and there are 8 people living in running shift to sleep. So the cost of living,
the way they even live
I'm
their
telling
life
you,
is different.
the Ghanaian who sees pictures of kings in Ghana, they want to live like a king there. You'll be shocked.
That the way those people live, the frugality reflects in their way.
So that's how it all works into their pricing models. I mean, that's.
I never thought about that.
Ghanaians living outside, they don't want to live big, so everything shows, and that's why somebody is selling yam. An Asian man is selling yam.
Yeah.
His yam is cheaper than the Ghanaian.
It's serious.
Who's selling yam?
Yeah. Right.
You understand? Go to the Tottenham area there. You see there. People just walk past the Ghanaian shops.
Market.
Yes. Go past and enter the other shops. We see Asian man selling. And now, you know what? Some of the Asian people have started speaking Tree.
Yeah, I saw that butcher.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's very, very popular.
Then they know that
This
the
Indian
Ghanaians
guy.
can buy.
Yeah, they've started speaking
A lot of the
Tree because
Ghanaians
they
go
know
to
where
this
the
Indian
market
butcher.
is.
to buy meat.
You know,
He speaks tree.
Here we are in Ghana, Christmas coming, and everybody
automatic.
And it's something that is repeated every Christmas season or festival season where things go up because they know that, look, you have no option.
So is there
You
an
don't buy.
okay? So fair. Let's take one by one. I understand your London example, your New York example, because the way they live. But if you come to Accra, where now you know that people want to buy, why are you raising prices?
Because they are pricing to solve their personal problems. That's the point.
But they are poor people, so they are not living big. So I'm not. So you see the example you gave on the UK one.
Yes.
So a Ghanaian retailer goes to China Mall to go and buy something, and puts like 50% on it.
Because they want to solve their personal problems. They are not thinking about the consumer. And there's no
But don't they want the
standardization.
consumer to buy?
Well, they want to. That's why they will lie to you to buy.
Or they will look at your face and decide how much they sell it to you.
They do
Sometimes.
that too. They do that too. I mean, the last time we were in the market with a team, I had to hide in my car because
When you went to the
yes,
others,
some of them, when they see me, then they change the price.
some Gary woman wanted to sell the Gary to him at a higher price than to Frema.
That happens sometimes.
When they see
Because
your
you look
car,
like a
they
big man.
Yeah.
So,
They make an estimation.
so the
of
other
your
woman who
work.
was sitting quietly and said, "Hey, one chadron so adia meye wa ha no ho mo free mo kwase na ma be say you know that kind of, so people are very deliberate in this pricing thing.
Is the answer regulation or
You can't regulate.
or-
The
or
answer is
creating-
to generate competition. Is to
like
trigger more
like
competition.
what happened over the
Yes.
weekend, where you see why I say
Yes.
information. So you see, the reason people do what they do is because we don't know their
We don't know.
No, but also because they get away with it.
No, it's because
Yeah,
we
they
don't know.
will because you don't know.
It's that you see, if it's information, if people know that if you go to this shop you get it at this price. That's why I said the egg issue. Somebody came here and told you that I'll sell egg at 40.
45.
That
So-
information.
So somebody came to the agri fair that I'm coming to buy egg at 40. Now if you are there, you are even selling egg at 60.
Aboka.
Everybody's
People
walking
won't buy.
past you.
So the information is the
Bernard,
thing.
That one interview when
It
the
changed
man
it, yeah,
said
yeah.
he will
40,
sell at
45.
40
Egg at
actually
40.
changed a lot of things. Because every vendor who came with eggs now knew that there was a benchmark.
Somebody's doing 40.
40.
So now
So-
what they even did was that they will say some is 40,
Yes,
some is 50, some is 60.
Yes.
So Kakra, I dream like
And the dream B is the reason why they contacted some men and said, "You people, the thing you are selling there, be careful because you are spoiling our business."
it's not only their business. It's not only their business. who's
One of the
problem.
vendors that Charlie, people, you should stop this thing. You know, so we need to flood the market with the goods.
Or information.
Better price.
Yeah, of course.
So
information.
So or create markets. You see, there are so many things you are saying. Flood the market with goods so that there's options.
Yes.
Hence China Mall.
Yes.
All right. So even though, and I'm going back to the China Mall point because, Kakra, even before China Mall has also helped to push prices down. So we are here doing China slander, but the Chinese mall products are much cheaper than other malls. Am I lying?
You're not lying.
Yes, but everywhere. No, not just in Ghana. That's why Walmart is sourcing from China. That's why Asda is sourcing from China. China is a world on its own. But we are saying that while we are here and you are sourcing from Ghana, there's a reasonable limit to how much you can, your price, how far you can stretch your
But
price.
you know that now they are also selling vegetables that they grow in Ghana.
But that's okay.
So it's good. So what
Bernard-
I'm saying that, but they found a way. So it's not just their manufactured products that are cheap. So even the vegetables they are selling in their shops are farmed in Ghana, and they are cheaper than ours.
But the Indians are doing it.
Yes.
The Brazilians are doing it. Brazilians are doing maize in Ghana. Indians are doing maize in Ghana. They are doing cassava in Ghana. Chinese are doing cassava in Ghana. But our culture is that live big, even when, and look, and it shows up everywhere. Everywhere. The person who's given an appointment to be government so and so, the next thing he does is to go and buy a 4-wheel drive. The person who goes to take a loan from the
So we
bank,
don't even live
to
within
do-
our means.
Yes, to do a particular kind of go to Exim Bank, take the money.
Then go
The
and buy
next that they
something.
buy a Mercedes Benz.
Yes.
So we are. So I think hold on.
Your competitor from another country
Yeah.
is not buying that.
Yeah.
You want to buy, so you put pressure on
Hold on. You are linking the pricing culture to a certain
way of life.
yes, which is immodest and
That's the point.
immodest and also non-frugal. You get it? So because you're living larger than your means, you are forced to make so much margins to feed that immodest living. And he gives the example of the thrift of the Pakistanis and the Chinese and that kind of thing, where he's right. I mean, you go to places in the UK, it's a difficult point, but sometimes, Charlie, they are living very difficult lives. And you see the guy, he's even doing a course, master's course in the evening, yet he's selling in the shop and he's doing so many other things. But that's just one point. I think that the Ghanaian issue is also a regulation issue, in the sense that beyond the issue of pricing culture, there's also lack of standardization.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I'll give you an example. Again, I was in the UK in August. I went to a market which they had been temporarily set up. I won't mention the name of the town, but basically they just opened the middle of the street, potatoes, tomatoes, flowers, shirt, foods, or not foods, like it is like Accra here. Everything had a price tag on it. Kakra, everything. Even the tomatoes, when they use some yellow thing to write maybe £2 or whatever. Everything had a price tag on it. Ghana, the person puts the thing down, he's looking at your face, and I'm also looking at their face. They look at your face, and then they say, hey, oh, I have 40. 40 saying, oh, the man 35. 35. Oh, ja. Oh, okay, me cool. Oh, no, 30. I mean, what kind of nonsense is this? Why should I go to somebody has put it's the same tomato. Or you look at your face, then you give you a price. Sometimes it's a regulation issue. Every good must be displayed with the price clearly written, so that because there's exploitation. You get it? Don't look at my dressing and charge me a price.
Yeah.
It's not a that's why they have a special thing called auction. If you are doing auction, then describe it as such. I think people are being allowed to break the law on the basis of free market. And that's what is leading to this unnecessary price hikes.
So for me, it's not so much about regulating the price, but how we are selling. Who controls how a shop decides to announce a discount and put a price there, cancel it and put a new lower price there? When a month ago, when you went there, the price they claim they've cancelled was the price. So there's not really any discount.
In a free market, you can't. You cannot determine how much somebody should price. That's fair. Now, when you talk about regulation, which I believe is essential for the smooth running of our markets, and the regulation is not control.
Yes.
For instance, I was at one of these big shops, I think about a month ago, and an Indian old man
In Ghana or UK?
in Ghana, here, walked straight, stood behind me, and pointed something to me. So, now on the shelf, they have a bold inscription of, I think, 30% sale of the item that was on display. 30% sale. So this man went straight, and apparently he had been there before, so he knew the original price. Now they had 30% sale, and it was still the original price.
Exactly.
So he put the question to them that, so when is this sale taking effect? They said, oh, yeah, we are doing sale. He said, Then he took his phone and showed them, I was here 3 weeks ago. This price was here. Now I say 30% is the same. And he started arguing with them. So because of bloggers, I moved away from there. You understand? So who is to regulate these things?
Exactly.
Why should you display sale when you know that you are lying?
There's no discount. It's just
And
the price from
nobody
last
gets
month.
punished for a thing like
Let me
this.
ask a question. How difficult is it to say that people must display their prices? Because is it logistically possible? If you look at the way people sell in Ghana, and by the way, if you go to other developing countries like India, would you see such things where those who listen to tell me, do they display all their prices or depends on the market?
But simply displaying it, that's the problem Uncle Sam and I are talking about. So fine, display it.
It's one.
But then you display it and suggest you maintain the price and write a new price and suggest.
We are saying display because you see, we are trying to move to standardization. When you standardize, people will know that an olonka of tomato generally costs 10 cedis. Generally.
I understand you, but I'm saying that we are circumventing the display. The olonka, we are finding ways to cheat. So even the olonka, they create a dent in the can to reduce the things that are going on. So when we
if you are forced to display the price, and then you alter the olunka, then you are deceiving people.
Yeah.
But at least forcing you to display the price is a starting point. Because if you don't display the price, you can say that, oh, this olunka we have already hit the under. That's why it's 10 cedis.
I get you, but my point is that we must be able to track the prices that are displayed so that you do not bring back an old price and say this is discounted.
So do you think, for example, this is better for the assemblies to do, or a price regulatory? I think it's going to be too much.
As for price, you can't control it. It's never. You can't do that.
What's it? No, like you made a point.
Price?
Control and regulate. So
you cannot determine price for.
How do you monitor?
What are you monitoring?
Or regulate the selling, not the price.
Sometimes we are saying that people should not be arbitrary in their pricing, and we've said increase information, create competition. But we're also saying that.
Can you hold on right there?
Yeah.
You suggest that people should not be arbitrary. That's fair. But the system should be structured that there should be a disadvantage for you, the vendor, if you are arbitrary.
And how do we do that?
The market should punish you for being arbitrary,
When you say
not a regulator.
Oh.
Not
So you
I'll
should
tell
lose
what.
business.
So
You should lose business. For
you're
instance,
You can only do that
if there's
you have the
information. That's
Yes.
fine. So that's what I'm saying. That we should stimulate the market, create opportunities, create competition, and inform people. You understand?
So let's
For
stay with that point.
Why is everybody going to come to Accra Central to buy during Christmas?
Because they perceive it's cheaper.
Yes,
They
but
perceive.
who is telling them that no? Go to Kaswa, go to Medina,
Information.
go to
It's
That's what I'm
information.
saying. That
It's information.
the information is not there. Look, that week of Christmas, don't venture going this way to Accra.
Already you can't go. Already.
Yeah, the traffic. Everybody believes that that's where they'll get the best bargains. You understand? So I'm just saying that the way to you can't look. I remember years ago when Aldi and Lidl
German retailers
came into the UK.
everything was cheaper than the regular.
You
retailers.
are buying sardine, a tin of sardine for say at the time maybe 70p, and they were selling it for 15p.
Serious, and it's the same quality sardine. They just don't put a brand on it.
People thought that
Yes.
eventually they have survived. And what has happened? They forced the huge supermarkets to lower their prices.
Pastor Mens, our informality in Ghana is my issue. You see, with Aldi and Asda and Co, these are regulated, structured shops. Now in Accra, 1/5 of our structures are containers. Okay. Now people have stocked different things together, so maybe the regulation will not work. My comment is, how do you put information out in a way that, because informality is also hiding a lot of things.
I'll ask you. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Go on.
Before I come in, again, I want us to have this discussion, not limiting it to the informal sector. And the reason I say, look at property rates in Ghana. Houses, how much houses cost. And an average house in Ghana is double the price of a house in South Africa.
Somebody even
in
gave me
Johannesburg.
a comparison between a house in Ghana and US.
Yes.
I was shocked.
Yeah, so I'm saying that it's not just
I
limited,
was shocked.
it's a cultural
A
problem.
house
It's not
at
just
some
limited.
place in Chado
Yes.
was about $380,000, and they showed the house in some part of US, one of the proper states too,
Yes.
and it was the same price.
$280,000. Ghana $650,000. You know, as for us, we use gold and diamond to build the houses, not concrete.
Stay on that point too. Why is that the case? Even
It's
for
a cultural
formal
problem. It's
So
a
even for a
cultural problem.
formal housing sector,
Yes.
we still price without. It doesn't make sense.
I'll say this. One day, I was having a chat with Dr. Tabil, and then he said that his whole conclusion is that Ghana, it says that our problem is the fear of the unknown.
That's what makes us do those things.
Yes.
Psychological.
He has thought about the thing. To
Yeah,
a point.
fear,
The fear of the unknown.
fear of lack.
So that's what makes people steal.
Yes.
Price
It's
high, hoard,
everything
steal
brought
toilet
us
roll.
fear of lack.
That's very intriguing.
The fear of
The
lack.
fear of lack.
Yes. And he used this toilet roll thing.
As an
He said
example.
that when we started Central, some of people, when you put toilet rolls in the bathrooms, then
you
somebody
see,
will
you
take
are not
it.
the coffee.
Then somebody will take it away. So they decided that now they will load the place with the toilet rolls.
So he was battling a psychological problem.
Now when they saw that the thing, when he's still there, then they stop
Stop stealing.
Yeah, so I'm just saying the fear of lack, no,
That's a
it
serious
runs through everywhere, from chieftaincy to churches to everywhere. Ghanaians.
So that's
This
the
is
culture. So
yes,
when the
it's a
thing
cultural
when
problem.
the thing cuts across sectors, because I didn't even think about formal pricing to be also that bad.
It's bad. But,
Housing. Wow, you were making a point before that came up. There's a comment I got from somebody listening to me from India, and I wanted to read it for you to spice up the discussion. And by the way, you know the funny thing? Today, when this man was coming on, his plan was that he's coming to talk about we should
Break grounds on
we
something.
should buy,
we have to do before.
yeah, no, I know. I'm coming, but let me read this message. Bernard, I am in India now. For the first time in my life, I bought 5 pairs of suits. Measurement taken and sold in less than 24 hours. The suits were very competitive and affordable. The suits I will get will cost 3 to 4 times the price I get in Ghana. Ghanaians want to make money on margins instead of turnover. The Indian guy really incentivized me with massive discount for me to buy the 5. Greetings from India. This is somebody I know very well.
Namaste.
If you come back to Ghana without bringing me anything from India, you go back home.
I wasn't apologizing. I didn't bring anything.
I wanted you to read the article I sent you.
Right.
Yes, but I wanted to just say, maybe listening to the conversation you've had with Ramirez on this, maybe we might need a bit more infrastructure to be able to fix some of these things. One, on the price displays. So, for instance, we have Makola. If Makola were a properly set up market like it used to be, now it's overpopulated. So we don't even actually see Makola or Kanishi as it is.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if you went to Kanishi, to sell in Kanishi, automatically you have to display price. I'm saying as part of the process of being there. So if you are buying in Kanishi, automatically, if you are selling in Kanishi, automatically you must display price. If you are selling at Adenta Market, you must display price. If you are selling here, you must display price. That is information. So
That's also regulation.
I'm just coming.
Yeah, but regulation is not control.
It's not control.
Regulation is also insisting
I
on minimum
agree to
standards.
that.
So then your regular market goer knows that Olonka of A at Medina Market generally within Medina Market goes for X, but it goes for this here.
Yes, like the way they
So if Makola sells it more than it's here and Kanishi, and because they all have connections, you would perhaps have a semblance. But the informality, as we have put
it's
it,
causing the problem.
because now you have a lot of the sellers sitting outside of the proper infrastructure of the market. So I'll give a typical example. So these days, Kutoni is my favorite. They've built what is called the Ghani market to replace Dantokpa. Dantokpa is the old market. So Dantokpa is what would be the Amakola. And they've put in place the Ghani market. The Ghani market is like 500 stalls. It has 28 butcheries. It has everything. And they are saying, if you want to sell here, this is the only place you can sell. So within that space, if you are there, if you are selling your rice in a bowl over there, your price is in front of it.
Yeah.
You understand? Also, with the infrastructure, perhaps could come then those who would sell. What would we call the Costco's? What are they?
Costco is like
Because your
low
Costco
price.
is where you could. It's low price, but you
Smaller.
buy bulk.
Yeah, that's a low price. What do you call
bulk
that?
purchase.
It's not something that we have in our system.
Yeah, Costco is like you want to buy a lot of it.
But you buy cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
You
understand?
should have that version too.
I don't think our market forces have reached that point yet. But I'm simply saying my contribution to this, basically, just to add to what you're saying.
Great
is
infrastructure.
Perhaps if we improve the infrastructure and there are rules around how you can access that infrastructure, perhaps we could have a semblance of normalcy with.
That would be progress.
Yes.
But while you're on it, when you drive past Tesano, some parts of the N1, and you see used vehicles being sold,
that entire enclave is.
have you asked yourself why they don't display prices?
I wonder. But sometimes in
And
the
I'm
UK they
thinking,
display.
yeah, I'm thinking it's the
A lot of
easiest.
places.
In the UK, when
Even
you
in
go,
Kenya, you display
they
prices.
prices.
Even in Kenya, you
They
display
just
the
put
price.
for sale a number on it.
Yeah. Kenya, you display the price.
It's a deep problem.
We'll negotiate based on your appearance.
But let me tell you something that's happening. If we don't take care, a lot of these people will be appended by online. On my Google, when I'm watching any YouTube, you know what comes? Some brand. They call them Temu.
Yeah.
They say, how much can you buy with this? Like they start telling me, like some adverts. So woman me say, oh, how many pots can you buy with 500 cedis, 100 cedis, 20 cedis? So now a lot of the AI algorithms are also selling online using low price as an advantage. So Ghanaian retailers who don't want to reduce price, and now since when you order these things, they come to your house straight. So I know people who are buying a lot of things online at very cheap prices. Okay, so the Ghanaian trader who is refusing to change, who is refusing to display his price, if Amazon decides to start stocking some of the things that we say will sell at low price, or these Chinese retailers, and they have a direct access to people's houses,
We'll be out of business.
a lot of Ghanaians will go out of business.
Alaski, market regulation at this point is essential. We don't have an option but to regulate our markets because of the last point you just made. You see, this online trading thing, and I'm talking about buying and selling online thing, has almost annihilated most of the huge shops in the Western world. Where on Fridays, whatever, Black Friday, people used to queue to go and buy. Nobody queues anymore.
They just go online and buy.
And now it's becoming too expensive to maintain a superstore.
So people are just ordering.
People will order. You understand? And there's going to come a time
in Ghana.
If
you don't repent.
If
you don't repent, don't suffer.
And the time is now. People will do it.
It's very serious.
And he has a point. Like if you go to like where I live in the US, for instance, a large part of the supermarket area is empty. The traffic is you go to the parking lot and there are 5 cars, 6 cars, 7 cars.
Everybody in the house.
Who wants to go there?
But if you're in your estate, all you see is the Amazon truck driving up and down. Just driving up and down.
It's serious.
Doing delivery.
So there has to be, you see, the market has to be is it market?
Yes. The market, not the price.
Has to be regulated such that, because once we move into the online business things, if we don't regulate it, that's where the problem is. For instance, if you order a black bag and they bring you a green bag, what does the regulation say? Who is going to ensure that you get the worth of what you've ordered? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That if it displays the price is 100 cedis and you pay, you expect that you get what was displayed. Because otherwise it will be too chaotic.
I'll read a few comments and I'll ask you a couple of questions before we go.
Let me just
yes, this one says, Bernard, we need a law regulating to enforce price displays for everything offered for sale to the public. This is how to create a competition Sames is talking about. Simply put, you shouldn't be able to offer something for sale to the public without displaying your price. It is our corrupt and non-transparent nature and culture that is hurting our competitors. So your car example just killed me. I mean, any country you go in the world, when they put car, Ghana, the cars are looking at you are looking at the car. They'll tell you.
The phone number that is there. Call and let's talk.
Let me give you more messages. Stanley from Achimota says, I asked for the price of a product at a shop in Makola. I was told it was 250 Ghana cedis, but I wasn't convinced. I went outside and asked the car you to inquire about the same product in the same shop. Guess what, Bernard? They sold it to her for 75 Ghana cedis. Wow. Stanley from Achimota. Food like cassava, plantain, cocoa, coconuts, oranges, yam, maize, millet, goat, cow, etc. should be sold by weight. These market women sometimes change the prices of their goods based on the appearance of the buyer. Good morning, Bernard and team. I went to a shop to get a television set. The first shop I went to had a price of 3,000 Ghana cedis. I went to another shop and it was 2,650. So with these two prices, I decided to check another shop and I got it at 2,350. It was the same Asano smart TV. This Elikem from UPSA Junction. Hello, Kakra and Sames are very right. I bought a fiberglass cylinder last week. They were apparently running a Black Friday promo and I reduced the price of 15 kg to 1,400 Ghana cedis from the original price of 1,600. The price display on their own catalog has always been 1,450 Ghana cedis. So the actual discount was 50 Ghana cedis. But the question is, why advertise a wrong discounted price? Kofi from Tishi.
Because there's no regulator.
Alfred Na Daute says, I live in Budapest. Aldi, Lidl, Primark, and those European shops, shop prices sell are lower compared to African shops who sell the same product. The African mentality is just something else. Desmond says, Bernard, when government wanted to tax bottled water, it was done with those small stickers on it. Everything can be done once there is a will. I'm a vegetable farmer. I took my pepper to Abublushi, to my pepper seller, and I told him I will sell with weight. Initially, she didn't want to agree. Now, with the information I had, I gave her my kilo of pepper to put in her olunka tin, knowing very well it's 800 grams. She was still trying to cheat with her hand around the tin, and there was still some left. Eventually, she bought in weight. Good morning, Bernard.
The example on the house and then the cartons every week.
Finish you.
And Bernard, the standardization, you know, we need to do a campaign on the standardization.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Ghana Standards Authority has been on this one.
Yeah.
They've not gotten support,
Yeah.
buy-in from the citizens.
Yeah.
The loan that Kakra was talking about, that they punch the base of the Olonkano. That's just the minimum evil you can find.
There are more.
Some of them, they put cement at
the base.
the cement bag,
Cement bag at the
Cement
base.
bag.
So that it will be
Yeah.
at the base. And then they'll tell that I was near soft to tear the cement bag
to cheat you.
to cheat. I mean, that's all they want to do
Why?
is to cheat.
How much money will you get from that thing?
Well, it's a culture, so they can't help
Comes
it.
back to the Otabel thing.
Yeah. The fear of lack.
Fear of lack.
The fear that and the men I was me trying yes or china. So every time they are thinking of outwitting you, it's just bad. Even transportation. They know that from here.
And then they'll drop you and say,
Yes.
So they'll take you from Medina,
Yeah,
then say,
please.
I won't go again.
Yeah, you won't
Shashi.
go again.
Then they'll say they'll load from Shashi to 37.
And dishonesty. I mean,
Samens,
look,
the Ghanaian, why?
we had an issue only the day before yesterday. Was it Monday?
Yeah.
So we rented a bus to take our team for a project somewhere. Now this is a 30-seater bus. We got to the destination in the central region. So this bus driver, we gave him his money, and then he had to come back to Accra. So he said, "Oh, I needed to pay him another." I said, "No, it's with your boss. When you go to Accra, he will sort you out." So he left. And then when he left, about 30 minutes after, I also left. Guess what?
He went to Kasua.
I got to Mankasim.
He was loading.
And he had loaded the vehicle with passengers.
Meanwhile, he wanted to collect money for going back. I hope you took a picture of him.
I called his boss straight
Alright.
up.
So he has told his boss that he's coming to drop you and he's coming empty.
No, he's not supposed to. It's not a passenger vehicle.
It's not a commercial
It's not a
vehicle.
commercial
And he
vehicle.
told you Trotsky.
Yes.
Oh.
Just when you're full load, we
Inherently
didn't.
dishonest.
So you see,
money.
this is what pops up in our spaces everywhere. Bernard, it's not just the retailers.
Chief side.
It's not just the. You go to the ministries. You go to.
Mo-
just
Be a
birth
go,
certificate. Oh, and then cry and juma and then just wait your way answer. You go to passport. This everybody is trying to cash in on something.
Why? So, is it the Sunday school that went wrong? Is it the school that didn't? What is it? Why Ghana people really like that?
No, we have to repent. We have to
You
repent.
see, it's joining my chorus now. It's a serious deal.
We have to
Hey,
repent.
government, it's too bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the Herald was saying in this editorial this morning.
That's what.
That we are a country of criminals.
No. He's not. No, he's not. He's right. He's right. We're a country of criminals. It's true. It is true. The other day, when President Kufuor was president, he said that Ghanaians are lazy, and Ghanaians wanted to kill the man.
But it's true now.
We are lazy. We are dishonest. We are criminals.
We and you see the example you gave about the Pakistan thing made me think a lot.
What
Because
is this?
I've started thinking about even how people live. It's a problem, Samens.
You want to live like a king. Meanwhile, you don't have what it takes to be a king. And so you should pass it on to the consumer everywhere. But we need to do more to create spaces,
Behavior change thing, no?
to create spaces for
But
participation in businesses and in trading.
Will it work if you do behavior change at campaign?
Well, it's part of it. You
Because-
see, it's a combination of all the things we
Yeah.
are talking about, Bernard. For instance, it's been how many years since my adult life? 30, 40 years? Mokola has been Mokola, has been Mokola. Why don't we have more of such in a more structured manner? As we speak today, 2025, we still put foodstuffs on red earth on the ground to sell to people to go and eat.
Charlie, serious. Oh.
We still put cassava on the ground. We put everything on bare ground.
Vegetables, fruits, all of it.
70 years.
All we do is we put some cloth to be there and we load the thing. And you have to collect it from the ground to go and eat. And we say this is our tradition. And we say we are okay.
Is it the food came from the earth?
No, we can't do that. You see, everybody is making progress. Everybody
We
is,
have to
you know,
change, yeah.
except us. So we can't keep these things the way they are and make people comfortable in these spaces and then pretend that we expect something else
So
from them.
we have to keep reminding people about the need to change.
And I say
the
the
Herald says-
politicians that come in and out, the least thing they can do is to change the structure of our markets where we trade. What does it cost to rebuild a basic market in Kaswa?
rules.
Yes, with rules. What does it take? We went to is it Bakpa? New Bakpa. We built a market there. What does it take?
Well, the market will be prepared
They will be
to
prepared.
live in a new market.
They will be prepared.
without the chaos.
You see, they'll be prepared if you don't change the way they live their lives.
But you have to change the way they live their life.
No. I mean, I'm just saying that.
Some of them don't even
No,
have-
no. What I'm saying is that a lot of the markets, for instance, they don't even have toilets.
So provide them with toilets.
So provide them with toilets. They don't have creche.
Okay.
So that when they come to market,
Their kids
the
can
kids,
have
you know.
education.
And
So-
I'm
so
saying that
make
these
it-
are-
make it livable.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I agree with you because a lot of our business, our GDP is in the market.
Yeah.
So
but
we should
the markets
prioritize the market.
control the
Yes.
GDP.
We should prioritize
so
the
I
market.
don't know why we don't prioritize. And when we say we are building market, we want to go and put up a story building. Well, what is that?
Yeah, we should actually
A
create.
story building that we can maintain. Look at the Kumasi KGTR market. The thing is falling
It's
apart.
cracking, oh. It's
Look how much we spent to do that one. Meanwhile, instead of doing that kind of thing, we have said that we are going to build 6 markets in the Kumasi general area.
to even
Spread
spread
it
the
across.
traffic. To spread the traffic. out.
Move it away from KGTR, Central Business District.
But they'll fight you.
No, what I'm saying is that
They'll fight you.
the target is not to, if you like, to make KGTR unpopular. Is to create,
Decongest the place.
decongest the place. You
Thomas, the
understand?
truth is that a lot of times when you want to help people, they misunderstand what you want to
Yeah,
do.
but Bernard, what I'm saying is that there are clear opportunities. There are some where sometimes people will misunderstand. I grew up in an area in Kumasi called Chirapatre. Have you heard Chirapatre before?
I heard it a few
Now,
times.
when we were in Chirapatre, there was not a single tarred road that led to Chirapatre. Because Ahinsan is where the tarred road will end. Before Ahinsan, you go to Atonsu to go to Agogo, or you know. So what I'm saying is that these emerging areas could have been used as the next stop of business activity if they are more structured. And as we speak now, we have emerging areas like that.
Yeah.
For instance, the time they said we were going to do what do you call it? The church thing, they want to do the fiasco thing,
Cathedral.
cathedral.
They should
I
have moved
asked
it.
myself
Why
that,
that area?
why do you
Why the
put
middle
it
of
there
town? Yeah, you
when
could
Dodowa is there?
Yeah, it could have decongested the town, created
That's
a new
not create
opportunity.
a new locality. It's, you see, sometimes the opportunities are there, but the processing.
You sound frustrated.
No, I am tired.
Thank you.
No, I'm just tired.
No,
that
thank you for taking
He's
some
tired
of
of
my
being
load.
a broken record.
No, I love it.
I'm tired.
Yeah, so I like it.
Because the thing is there.
It's,
we won't do
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's not.
Why
It's
won't
not.
you say?
But I like the point around the fear of luck and the attitude around fear of luck. And I want to say to people who listen to this show that we've shown that behavior change is possible. You saw people come and sell, and to a large extent the prices were good at Agri-Fair, and nobody said they lost money. You see, so selling low doesn't make you lose money. It actually gives you more customers. I actually decided to buy more eggs because the egg was cheap. You see, so I feel like if they will lower their price, people will buy more. So that, because economics is not just what the finance minister does in the budget, it's how we react to it. So we all have a role to play. And this, I bought 2 extra crates of eggs because it was about 40 cedis and it was good. So please.
I think one day dashed it to you, no?
No, my friend Basanio paid for it, but I bought it. Basanio
So
paid
my
for it.
friend John McCarthy says that Sames, it's the Kwekwanansi mentality that is the problem. They said that we all grew up listening to Kwekwanansi, and that Kwekwanansi thing is the average Ghanaian mentality. That you have to be crafty, you have to be crafty, and Charlie.
Yeah, so the Herald says corruption is no longer a vice committed by a few. It has grown into something that almost resembles state policy. What separates us now is merely the degree to which each individual steals. This is Larry's editorial. He vex rough.
But it's good to see these things, to think that we'll take a shot.
Can I just say,
focus.
Can I just quickly go back to the lyrics of Ephraim Mamu's patriotic song? I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to say, just quote the chorus and say, if a nation will rise, if a nation will fall, depends on the character of its people.
All right.